Folks, can you hear me now? Okay, good. Glad we got that figured out before we had an embarrassing start to the stream. Okay, the doctor is in, and we are about to get started with Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward, so let's get to it, shall we?
Hey, hold on a minute. There's something... Nah, I guess there's a couple of things I want to double check. Well, one of them's not really significant, I guess.
Huh?
Hey, kitty cat.
First off, this machine. We didn't even end up using this thing, did we?
Yeah.
I was just wondering what it was.
Well, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to answer that. Look the side here, there's a name or something. IG Replicator?
Replicator makes it sound like it makes copies of stuff.
You don't say. So it's like a copy machine.
Yeah, probably copies IG, whatever that is. Who knows?
Any ideas?
Oh, hold on. Yeah. My cat is begging for attention, so... Nope. There we go. Alright, you behave, little girl.
Ice cream by the gallon?
Of course. This machine must be here so we could just make all the ice cream we want. Are you nuts?
Immunoglobulin. Oh, look, somebody's been paying attention. Unlike Clover here.
You're one idiotic girl, you know that? In other words, an IG.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh, good one.
I can't be mad at that.
Hey, this isn't the time for stupid jokes. There's a helpless child back there in the infirmary who needs our help.
Since when did you care? He was right, of course. I hung my head in shame.
But why would they want to replicate the immune system unless it was for the Radical 6 virus? Oh, Well, when you consider the fact that you need the antibodies of someone with a natural resistance to it, that is a very good question.
At any rate, as long as we don't know what IG means, we can't do anything with this machine, right?
That's right.
Makes sense. On to the second issue.
You kind of did.
Sigma, you found a journal and some sort of vial in the safe, right?
Yeah.
The vial. Could you show it to me again?
Why?
I didn't really get a good look at it before. You guys were in there so close I could barely see it. Was it really Accelavir?
Yeah, definitely. As I spoke, I pulled the vial out of my pocket.
Yeah, sorry, folks.
See, it's written right there on the label. Accelavir.
You really are an idiot. Although I guess in this case the G in IG stands for guy.
What? I don't... The words were barely out of my mouth when he moved. Before I could blink, the vial disappeared from my hand. Hey, what gives?
What are you doing?
Dio
Oh,
slipped the
don't
vial
worry.
in his pocket.
I'll keep it safe. I'll even give it back to you later.
No, not later. Give it back now!
I don't think so. If you want it back, you're gonna have to listen to my request.
Request?
Yeah, that's what I said. If you want this back, in the next AB game, you have to choose ally.
Ally? Wait, is that why you took the medicine to blackmail me?
That's horrible! You're using Quark's life as leverage!
Well, I've got some really good reasons to do so. I'll be happy to give it back if you just do what I say.
I didn't realize until they started to hurt that I'd curled my hands into fists. If Dio would only give me an opening.
I wouldn't try and take it back by force if I were you. You make any sudden moves and I'll smash it.
He patted his pocket gently.
Oh, and one more thing. Don't tell those other idiots that you found some Accelavir in here. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass shattering on the floor.
Damn it.
That's not fair!
This game isn't about compassion. And it's not about being clever. It's about one thing. How well you can manipulate people to your advantage. How unfair you can be. So, what are you gonna do? Ready to promise me you'll pick ally?
Fine.
Sigma!
I promise.
I knew you'd say it eventually. I'm glad you understand how this works, but don't think about trying anything funny. Break your promise and, well, you know what happens. See you chumps later. I'm really looking forward to the next round.
With one last self-satisfied chuckle, Dio strutted out of the room.
Are you really going to do what he says?
Yeah.
Sigma, you've only got one BP right now. If we choose ally and he chooses betray...
I know. I'll drop to -1, and that means I'll get penalized.
But that means...
Look, it's not like I want to, alright? If we don't do as he says, then he'll destroy the medicine. If he does that, then Quark will...
So you're going to die to save his life? That's... Why would you do that?
Guess it's Virtue's last reward.
Roll credits.
In all honesty, I was terrified. My choice was far from a foregone conclusion. Well, we should get back to the upper floor. Everybody else is probably finished already. I bet they're waiting for us. I didn't wait for Clover's response.
Nope, careful, kitty cat. No, you're not getting on the desk. Stay here.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
You ever notice how the Ambidex game gates never open while we're in the middle of a puzzle?
Sorry, I went ahead and cracked it open a bit early.
T.O. In one of his hands was a moon key. He twirled it around like a veteran gambler, grinned, and slid it back into his pocket.
You don't mind, right? I figured you and Clover would get up here right away. Besides, I thought it'd be best to get this done soon before you lose your nerve. I don't know about you, I'm really looking forward to the next round.
I glanced around the warehouse. Alice and Kay were back. As was Phi. And of course, Clover. Where's Tenmyouji and the rest of them?
They're in the infirmary.
We carried Quark to one of the beds. Tenmyouji and Luna are looking after him.
I see.
How's he doing?
Well, it's hard to say. He seems to be sleeping soundly, but beyond that, there's really no way to know.
No change then, huh?
Right. So what was your room, Sigma?
A laboratory.
Is that so?
Did it look like the kind of place where they'd be researching viruses and DNA and those kinds of things?
Yeah, it did.
Was there any of that Excelavir?
Don't tell those other idiots that you found some Excelavir in here. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass shattering on the floor.
My eyes flicked to Dio for a moment. No, nothing. Beside me, Clover bit her lip.
I see.
So how'd it go with you? Find anything interesting? Phi only shook her head. With a unison of movement that almost looked choreographed, Alice and Kay shrugged.
Where does that leave us? We've still got about 40 minutes left until voting ends.
What are you gonna do?
I'm a little curious about that lab you found. I thought I might go take a peek at it.
I'll show you the way then.
That would be wonderful.
I think I'll go have a look at the room Alice, Kay, and Tenmyouji found. Never know. Maybe you missed something. Perhaps there's some Excelavir hidden somewhere in there.
What a bastard.
Then I shall take you there.
What about you two? Where are you going?
Well, I think I'll start by heading over to the infirmary to see how Quark's doing.
Then I will too.
Glad that's settled.
She nodded to Clover, and they disappeared through the magenta door. Dio and Kay followed a few footsteps behind. Okay then. Guess we should be going too.
Hold on. Show me that journal first. Dio told me about it. He wouldn't tell me anything about the lab except that you found a journal with, his words, some sort of bullshit language. He said you had it, so I was hoping I could take a look.
Yeah. One sec. I dug the journal out of my pocket and handed it to Phi. She began to flip through the pages, her eyes quickly scanning each one.
This is Latin.
Latin? You mean you can read it?
Yeah, with time and a dictionary.
Lady Catherine, what are you doing? Come on, stop rooting around. Give me a second, folks. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. So in other words, no.
Pardon me for not being able to translate a dead language on the fly. This looks like some kind of research log. It's not going to be some sort of, I took the dog for a walk today. It was nice kind of stuff. I can understand a little of it, mostly conjunctions and things like that. But most of these words I've never even seen before.
Phi started to leaf through the book again as she spoke. Then suddenly she stopped.
Wait. I can read this one. Page 216. This isn't research notes. It looks like a personal entry.
What's it say?
Don't rush me. This is gonna take a minute. Interesting. It looks like they're talking about Radical 6.
Oh, all right, I think I got it, is what she said. What? Why are they talking about that?
Not sure. Let me read it to you. Keep in mind I'm paraphrasing.
When the body is infected with Radical 6, the processing speed of the brain is reduced. If we assume the brain currently operates on a one-to-one basis with regards to time, Radical 6 reduces this to 1 to the square root of 1/6, or approximately 1 to 0.408. This means that for each second that passes outside, the patient feels that only 0.408 seconds have passed inside. Therefore, when 1 second has passed inside, approximately 2.45 seconds, or the square root of 6 seconds, have passed outside. In other words, when 10 seconds pass in the real world, a patient infected with Radical 6 would feel as if only 4 seconds had passed. This is why the virus has been termed Radical 6. Radical is another term for what is also known as the root operation, the function inverse to taking of a power. In a less mathematical sense, it can also be used to refer to something that is extreme or severe. Those infected by the Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. The exact cause of this is unclear, and although there is as of yet no direct link between suicidal urges and the reduction in mental processing speed, many believe that they are not unrelated. Those infected with Radical 6 perceive the world to be moving at a fever pitch, as if it were a video cassette being fast-forwarded. For instance, although the patient believes that only 10 seconds have passed, in fact 24.5 seconds have passed. Given this increased speed of input, maintaining the ability to observe and reason would become a Herculean task. One theory holds that the disparity in time perception causes the brain to be flooded with massive amounts of information. Unable to keep up, it begins to fail. Whatever the cause, the infected invariably attempt to take their own lives, which is arguably the most terrifying aspect of this virus. Research suggests that a targeted antiviral could kill or at least disable Radical 6, but we have been unable to develop one. It seems our best hope now is to harvest antibodies from someone with a natural immunity to the virus. Thus far, however, we have been unable to locate a suitable subject, so I have continued my efforts to discover an alternative means of treatment. Given my current rate of progress, I predict that I will have a workable treatment within a decade or two. It's my fervent hope that humanity will be able to survive that long. The bodies of those dead from suicide are piled up along the roads leading into and out of town. The entire area reeks with the stench of decay, and the sky is filled with the constant buzzing of flies. At times, their swarms are so thick that when one passes, it feels as if a cloud has gone over the sun. Every day I see more crows, and rats are everywhere feeding on the dead. Ironically, the only healthy creatures are the stray cats who have grown fat on a plentiful rodent diet. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters. I don't know how many were saved, but I fear only a handful. Their survival is the only hope that remains for the human race. Oh Lord, please, let their future be a bright one. Whoa, that's a lot of information. Now we know what the virus does to you, though. If you get infected, your brain slows down by the root of 1/6. That's, what, about 40%?
That isn't the important part. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide.
Yeah, you're right. That would explain why Quark was, well, trying to kill himself.
There are two other things in here that worry me. First, the part about how they haven't managed to develop a treatment for it yet. What do you make of that?
What am I supposed to make of it? Maybe they just hadn't found one when this journal was written. I mean, from what we know, there's a drug called Excelavir that cures it.
Exactly. But in the journal it says it might take 20 years to make something like that.
Hold on a second. I'm getting confused. When was this thing even written?
December 29th. No year.
Well, there's no way it was written this year.
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, moving on. The second concern I have is about the underground shelters it mentions. The newspaper article said something about quarantining people, too. After we read it, we all thought the same thing. What if this was one of those quarantine facilities? But this journal seems to suggest the opposite. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters.
You're trying to say that this place might be one of those underground shelters, which would mean we're all supposed to be uninfected. We would have been thrown in here to keep us safe.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to say for sure at this point, but it seems possible.
But Quark's been infected, right?
And maybe the virus got in somehow.
That would be bad.
Just think about it for a minute. If this is one of those shelters, a lot of things start to make sense. Maybe we've been here for a long time. Like, maybe they put us to sleep somehow. Made us sleep for years, maybe even decades. While we were sleeping, the pandemic that the newspaper article talked about happened. And whoever had this journal made this entry.
And then once the antiviral treatment was finished, they woke us up?
Right. It's all just speculation, but...
No, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it seems like a pretty plausible scenario, but we were all captured before the pandemic started, right?
Yeah.
And how would they have put us to sleep for that long? How would they have known to do that? But most importantly, why the hell are we playing the nonary game if the point of this place is to save us? Throwing a bunch of people into a game that might kill them is a pretty weird way to protect them from a pandemic.
Yeah, you're right.
See?
We don't have enough information to make any real conclusions. I think we should see if we can find anything else.
Fi had barely finished speaking before she took off for the magenta door. Hey, weren't you coming to the infirmary with me?
I've changed my mind. You can tell me about Quark later.
And with that... she was gone. Man. I let out a long, tired sigh and started off towards the infirmary. How's he doing?
He seems to be stable, as...
Still sleeping.
I see. Mind if I have a look?
Please, go ahead.
I made my way around the partition to the side of Quark's bed. The journal and the thing Phi and I had talked about would definitely need to be addressed. But for the moment, the AB game was what I needed to concentrate on. Lives were at stake. Mine and Quark's. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. If the journal was telling the truth, and as soon as the anesthetic wore off, Quark would go insane again. What if we weren't able to restrain him a second time? What if he managed to kill himself before we got to him? Or perhaps he'd just get out of the infirmary and go hide somewhere. On the other hand, it wasn't like we could keep anesthetizing him forever. There was only one way to save Quark, and that was with Excelavir. Unfortunately, Dio had stolen it. If we wanted to get it back, Clover and I would have to vote ally. But if I did, there was an excellent chance I would end up dead. The question was then what to do. Sacrifice myself to save Quark, or keep quiet about the danger he was in to save myself. It was so faint I almost didn't hear it.
Grandpa. Grandpa.
He shifted a little and fell silent again. It was enough, though. What on earth had I been thinking? How could I have even considered letting a child die in my place? Suddenly, my cheeks felt hot with embarrassment and disgust. That I had considered letting Quark die, even for a minute, was pathetic. There was only one choice. There had only ever been one choice. No way was I going to leave Quark to die. My hands tightened into fists as I looked down at him. Any uncertainty I'd felt before was gone. I knew what I had to do.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
There's also something else Sigma is failing to consider right in this moment, and that is the fact that once Sigma votes ally, Dio has absolutely no incentive to keep that bottle of Excelavir unharmed.
Looks like it's almost time. You two should head back.
What about you?
Not going. I'm worried about Quark.
But you're a solo. If you don't vote...
I'll automatically ally. I know. I heard the voice on the intercom just like you.
What are you going to do if Kay and Alice vote betray?
Nothing, I suppose. Just means I lost that round. I'd just be voting ally anyway. You know who my opponents are, right? Alice only has one BP left. If I pick betray and they chose ally, I'd kill her.
You know, you don't trust Dio to actually give it over, and your guess is that Dio will betray anyway. Yeah, there's only one person that Dio ever allies with. There's also one person that only ever allies with everyone. The person never betrays. Kind of an interesting thing to keep note of. Phi never betrays? Or Phi is always the one that Dio's nice to? No, I'm not going to spoil it. It's just something for you to keep an eye on.
I'm not so desperate to escape that I'm gonna kill someone for it. And even if I was, I can't leave Quark behind. You see? Doesn't matter if I go into the AB room or not. My vote's the same either way.
Tenmyouji's mind was made up. Trying to persuade him to leave would have been pointless. Alright. Take care of Quark.
Of course. You worry about yourself.
Fi is the one that Dio's always nice to, or is it Luna that he's always nice to? It could be either or. Just, keep an eye on the results and see which one he allies with. Not this time, of course, but, in later rounds.
Let's go.
Okay.
Luna and I headed out of the infirmary, leaving Tenmyouji and Quark behind. When we got to the warehouse, we found everyone else waiting for us. Well, not quite everyone. One other person was missing. Hey, where's Dio?
Take a look at the doors.
They're all closed. When we came in here before, the one on the far right was open.
And that would mean...
That he went in, I guess.
Exactly.
That bastard. He'd probably been worried I might try to take the Excelivir from him by force, so he'd hidden himself in the 8B room. What a coward. I'd made up my mind to choose Ally no matter what, but a part of me had still considered trying to jump Dio if he dropped his guard. Now he'd made sure I wouldn't get the chance to try.
Where's Tenmyouji?
Oh,
Luna explained Tenmyouji's choice.
I see. Well, I guess that means I don't have to worry about him picking Betray.
Right. What will you guys be choosing then?
Ally, of course.
Because my BP is 6, I assume.
Yes. As long as Tenmyouji votes Ally, I can't choose Betray. If I do, K's BP will go up to 9.
But what if he forces you?
Ha ha ha. You needn't worry. I would never do something so crass.
Really?
Of course.
Then you don't need to go in there.
Excuse me?
Alice can vote by herself. Then we don't have anything to worry about, right?
Well, I apologize, but I'm afraid I can't agree to that.
Why not?
I just can't. Shall we go, Alice?
Hey, hold on a minute there.
Kay continued briskly towards the AB room as if he simply hadn't heard Fi. Alice scrambled to follow him, perhaps concerned that he would lock her out. Only seconds later, they disappeared into the third room from the left.
I hope Alice is going to be okay.
Well, there's nothing we can do now. If Kay told the truth, she'll be fine.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Time's almost up. Come on, Luna.
Right.
They headed off at a trot towards the second room from the right and were soon out of sight inside it. All right, Clover, time for us to go.
Oh, okay. Right behind you.
I sighed to myself and headed towards the leftmost AB room.
What are you gonna do?
Well, first I'm going to check the flowchart. All right, and let's see. If I'm right... Okay, betrayals are on the right, which means that the right is a short path. We will be taking that one. I don't really have a choice, do I? There's only one thing I can do. I'm going to choose Ally.
You can't! You'll die!
Well, you never know. Just because Dio told us to ally doesn't necessarily mean he's going to pick Betray.
Do you really think a jerk like that is going to choose Ally if he doesn't have to? No. No way. He's got 6 BP right now. If he picks Betray, then he'll have 9 points.
Well, what about you?
Huh?
You've got 6 BP too, right? If Dio chooses Ally and we choose Betray, then you'd have 9 BP.
What? No, that's not... I didn't even realize that until you brought it up. I'm just trying to tell you that Dio is going to pick Betray. That's who he is.
And I'm trying to tell you that I've made up my mind. That's who I am. The only choice is Ally. It's the only chance we have to get that medicine back.
That's why Dio called you an IG. What makes you think he's going to give us the Excelavir, even if you do what he says?
Maybe he won't, but I can guarantee that he'll destroy it if I pick Betray. That's who he is.
Fine. If you aren't gonna listen to me, then I guess I don't have a choice. I'll be pushing that button.
Huh? Before I realized what was going on, Clover ducked past me and ran towards the voting machine. No! Stop! I snatched her by the arm and hauled backward with all my strength.
Ow!
Sorry. Guess it was a little too hard, huh?
Hey! What do you think you're doing? You can't just throw a girl around like that.
Well, you're the one who tried to trick me.
But you're gonna die! Dio's going to kill you! You can't do this! I don't want you to die.
Ten seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Thanks. It means a lot to hear you say that, Clover. I gave her my best reassuring nod and turned to face the polling machine.
3, 2, 1. Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
I love how they still give you the choice to betray after that emotional scene right there.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Clover and I walked slowly out of the AB room. Dio glanced over at us as he exited his own room. I looked away before he could make eye contact.
Sigma. Why? After all that stuff you said. I mean, it's not like I'm criticizing you. I think you made the right decision.
Sorry.
You don't need to apologize. I think I would have chosen Betray if I was in your position. We'll find another way, all right? We just have to keep an eye on Dio. As soon as he gives us an opening, we take it. And I'm sure Alice will help us too.
Did you tell her?
It's okay. We can trust Alice. There's no way she told him. Anyway, let's go check the results.
Yeah.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed.
Alright, so Kay and Alice betrayed Tenmyouji. Got Kay up to 9 points. Luna and Phi allied with Quark, which brought them up to 3, 3, and 8. And Sigma and Clover betrayed Dio, who betrayed them. And so they're at an impasse. What were you right about?
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
That Dio would betray anyway. Well, yeah, I mean, he...
Hey, what the hell is this?
Sorry, I decided to choose betray.
Oh, so you don't care what happens to Quark?
What kind of cold-hearted bastard are you?
Jeez.
Please, just give it back.
Hey, Sigma, what are you talking about?
We found the Excelavir in the laboratory.
And Dio stole it.
What? You mean he has it? Right now?
Nah, I don't have it.
What?
Well, I won't have it in about 2 seconds.
The moment the words left his mouth, I knew what he planned to do. No! Don't! I leapt towards him as I spoke, but it was already too late. Dio snatched the vial out of his pocket, brought it up, and threw it to the ground.
No!
You bastard!
What are you doing?
A promise is a promise. If you'd chosen an ally, this never would have happened. You want to blame someone? Blame yourselves.
I'd had enough. Something snapped in my brain. Bastard! I let out a guttural roar and leapt forward, only to be stopped by a firm hand on my arm.
Hold it.
Why are you stopping me?
Because this isn't the time for that.
Huh? What do you mean this isn't the time for...
Look at the number 9 door.
Kay? Kay was indeed standing in front of the door. What is he?
No!
9! His BP is 9!
What?
Suddenly we were all running towards Kay and the number 9 door. Kay! What the hell do you think you're doing?
What am I doing? Well, that should be obvious. But if you insist, I am attempting to leave.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I assure you, I would do no such thing. I am perfectly serious. After a rational assessment of the facts, I have concluded that this is the wisest course of action. What is currently our highest priority? The answer is, of course, to save Quark. He must be taken to a hospital as soon as possible. For that to happen, one of us must escape and call for help. Currently, the only one of us capable of doing so is myself. That is why I intend to escape.
And leave us all behind.
Unavoidable, but as I said, I do intend to call for help.
Couldn't you have at least waited until the next round? Then you could have raised Quark's BP to 9 and taken him with you.
And what would happen if Dio was Quark's opponent in the next round? I have no illusions about what Dio would do. This is the most logical choice.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Wait! Where's Alice?
Ah, yes. Alice is in the AB room. She has collapsed, but you needn't be concerned. She is only sleeping.
Oh no, what did you do to Alice?
You will need to ask her yourself. I must take my leave.
Hey! God damn it! Wait!
Dio charged at Kay. The larger man easily sidestepped him and tumbled nimbly through the door just before it closed. Anyone want to shove Dio out through the number 9 door while we still can? Just a thought.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Alright, so let's go back. And this time we'll ally. Yada yada blah blah blah. Ally. Clover and I stepped out of the AB room. For several long moments, we just stared at one another. Words weren't necessary. Everything she would have tried to tell me, I could already see in her eyes. Let's go. I turned and headed towards the results screen.
Sigma.
I heard her behind me, her voice barely louder than a whisper. The choice was already made. I stood up straight and kept walking. Okay, so Kay and Alice betrayed Tenmyouji again. Luna and Phi allied with Quark again. And we foolishly allied with Dio, who betrayed us. This will be interesting.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
What?
Sigma's BP is...
Negative.
Suddenly all eyes were on me. I felt their weight, but stood my ground. It was the result I had expected. I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. I didn't have to wait long. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. Couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic, Soparil. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Hey! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Trying to open my eyelids was like trying to lift sheets of lead. My eyes had lost the ability to focus, but I could make out a blur that had to be Dio in front of the number 9 door. Damn it! You'll keep your promise! Damn it! I groaned and with a Herculean effort lifted my head, and then my sluggish body off the floor. Every step was a battle, and whenever I shifted my weight, my muscles threatened to give out again. But somehow I forced myself ahead, a single thought burning in my mind. I would reach Dio. Then, at last, a smudge of color faded into a recognizable person. I threw out my hand in front of him. Give it back. Give me the medicine.
Give it back. Don't act like it's yours. Aren't we supposed to share everything we find here?
I don't care. Just hand me the medicine.
What are you talking about?
We found the Excelavir in the laboratory.
And Dio stole it.
What?
You mean he has it? Right now?
Yeah. So?
I kept my promise. Now you... I wasn't a fool. I knew the kind of person Dio was. There was a chance he wouldn't give us back the Excelavir. If he didn't, then I'd die with my hands around his throat. I gathered as much of my mind as I could and I got ready to attack.
Fine.
Not quite what I'd been expecting.
Here.
With a shrug, he pulled the vial out of his pocket and tossed it toward me. I caught it and pulled the tiny glass bottle to my chest, worried I might drop it. The label said unmistakably Excelavir. It was the real thing. Clover, take it. I held it out toward her.
Right. Of course.
She quickly tucked it into her pocket. Good. Now, at least Quark will be all right. With that, the last of my strength left me, and I dropped to my knees.
Sigma! Are you okay? Sigma! Sigma!
I guess this is it.
First, is this over real? Which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocurin is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
9 minutes. Once the Sopra was injected, I had 9 minutes until the muscle relaxant followed it. About 4 minutes had already passed, which left me with 5, give or take a little. In 5 minutes, I would be dead. What could I do in 5 minutes? How could I save myself? I gave a raspy, quiet laugh. Even with death staring me in the face, I seemed to be determined to struggle right up until the very end. Okay, Sigma. You can do this. Clinging desperately to what little consciousness I had left, I racked my brain for any possible solutions. How could I save myself? How? There had to be something. Every problem, no matter how difficult, has a solution. There's always another option. Hopelessness is a state of mind. I just had to think. Think. If there was a way out, I'd find it. I wasn't ready to give up on life yet. There had to be an answer.
Alright. Oh, what is this? What is this? Oh. Looks like we've got the key for this lock. So, we'll come back to this lock in just a little bit here. I need to take a break for just a few minutes, and then we will resume. All right, we are back. Let's see here. All right, so we're jumping back into this particular train of thought, which is there proof it wasn't murder? Okay, let's skip ahead. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. Suddenly, Clover moved. I leapt forward and clamped my hand around her wrist.
What are you doing?
Clover, listen to me. Alice wasn't killed. Nobody murdered her. She took her own life.
What? No. No. There's no way she'd do that.
It's true. She stabbed herself in the heart with a scalpel.
All right. Where'd she get the scalpel then?
Well?
I did hear someone come into the infirmary right after the AB game ended.
Was that before I showed up?
Yes. I got up to see who it was, but they were already gone. It could have been Alice.
So she could have taken the scalpel then.
Yes, I think so.
You're lying. This is all a lie. It has to be.
It's not. It's the truth.
Then why did she do it? Why would Alice kill herself?
She probably didn't have a reason.
What?
She'd been infected with Radical 6. That's what killed her.
But you just said she killed herself. Just tell me the truth.
I am.
Then prove it. Your 10 seconds ran out a long time ago. So if you don't have any proof...
I do. I have proof. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Show it to me.
Journal?
It would have been in the safe.
Ah, well, Alice would have it then.
Fi, can you... I don't feel right touching a dead woman's body. Could you take a look?
Sure.
Her hands barely shook as she quickly searched through Alice's clothing. It was only seconds before she stopped. Slowly and carefully, she drew something out. There it was. The journal. Fi turned to hand it to me, but I shook my head. You read it. It's in Latin. I can't make heads or tails of it. She cocked an eyebrow at me and flipped the small book open. When she looked back up at me, it was with both suspicion and surprise.
Yeah, it is Latin. But translating this is impossible. It's full of words I've never heard before. I can barely understand any of this.
Page 216. Turn to page 216. You should be able to read that one. Fi's frown deepened, but as she did as I suggested. I watched her eyes quickly scan the page before looking up at me with renewed suspicion.
Yeah, I can read this page. How did you know? No, wait. How did you even know there was a journal in the lab?
I just knew.
You just knew? Come on.
Look, just read it, okay? Clover wants to hear what it has to say. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Give me a moment to look it over.
After a few moments of whispering to herself in Latin, Fi began to translate, paraphrasing the contents of the journal. Radical 6 reduces the processing speed of the brain by a factor of the root of 1/6. One of the symptoms of Radical 6 infection, gosh, is an overwhelming urge to commit suicide. Research has shown that it would probably respond to the right sort of antiviral medication, but no one has been able to develop one yet. Nearby towns are filled with the corpses of people who took their own lives. The uninfected have only barely managed to survive and have been sent into underground shelters supervised by the government.
Oh Lord, please, let their future be a bright one.
Fi shut the journal with a soft slap. A sickly silence drifted through the room. The newspaper article, the recording, the conversation with Tenmyouji, and now this journal entry. There was no more hiding from the truth. The pandemic had already happened. All of Clover's rage suddenly dissipated, and she collapsed to the floor, tears pouring down her face. None of us had the heart to say anything, and for several long moments the only sound in the room was Clover's sobs.
We've got a problem. It's almost time for the primary doors to open.
Yeah, only 10 minutes left.
Sorry, but I'll be taking Alice's bracelet. Vi and I won't be able to open the secondary door without it.
So she was a magenta pear, just like me.
Just now noticed that, did ya?
As he spoke, Dio grabbed the bracelet off the floor and dropped it into his pocket.
What color is your bracelet, Luna?
I'm a cyan pear.
You are part of Clover's pair, then. That means the two of you will need to come with me.
I guess so. Come on now, Clover. We need to go. Alice would want you to survive, wouldn't she? You'll never be able to figure out why all this happened if you stay here. Please.
You're right, Alice. I promise I'll find out what happened to you. I'll figure out who Zero really is. I mean, if you'd never been locked up in here, you never would have... This never would have happened. So it's like Zero killed you. I promise. I'll avenge you.
Clover stood up and rubbed her hands roughly over her eyes, smearing tears across her cheeks. Then, with a determined frown, she strode out of the room.
All right, we're out of time. Move, people.
You guys head on down to the Floor B warehouse. We'll catch up with you later.
Oh, right. Quark's got the yellow bracelet, which makes him your partner, right?
Yeah, can't exactly leave him behind.
Without him, we'd end up stuck in the AB room.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go. We'll see the rest of you once we've picked up Quark.
Very well. Until we meet again.
Quark, you're awake!
Yeah, I just woke up. Hey, where's everybody else?
Oh God. Quark.
Tenmyouji's entire body shook with emotion as he drew closer to him. He cautiously laid a trembling hand on the boy's shoulder, almost as if he were afraid Quark would disappear in a puff of smoke the moment he was troubled. It touched. When Quark proved to indeed be corporeal, Tenmyouji let out a cry and threw his arms around him.
What's wrong? Are you okay, Grandpa?
It's nothing. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine.
But...
Quark gave him a puzzled look. Tenmyouji didn't even notice. His face was a mixture of happiness and relief, and I could see tears twinkling from the wrinkled corners of his eyes. All traces of his usual gruff stoicism had vanished. I didn't want to interrupt such a happy reunion, but we were running out of time. Still, Tenmyouji deserved a few minutes. I left them alone. At last, Tenmyouji seemed to recover and shifted from an embrace to a protective arm around the shoulder.
So, how are you feeling?
Feeling? Well, okay, I guess. Was I sick or something?
No. You're not sick. If you feel fine, then you're fine.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I should never have gotten you involved in all this.
What are you apologizing for?
Sorry.
You're doing it again. Are you sure you're okay? So, where's everybody else? Mr. Sigma's here, but he's just been standing there looking kind of silly.
I gave him a nervous smile and explained about the white doors. I got the feeling Tenmyouji didn't want Quark to know about Radical 6, so I avoided any mention of it. Alice's death was something I also left for later.
Okay, that makes sense. That means I'm on a team with you guys, right?
Right.
So, these white doors, when are they gonna open?
Well, we've got about 4 minutes until the primary doors open.
Oh! That's not good. We need to hurry. Come on! How do we get to the Floor B warehouse?
Okay, we're going.
Follow me.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
You're late. Where the hell have you been? Quark?
You're awake!
And fully recovered, apparently.
I am also relieved to see you well again.
Me too.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I looked at the others from behind Quark and held a warning finger up to my lips. There were a few momentarily raised eyebrows and some nervous coughing as everyone suddenly fell silent.
Huh?
From Quark's perspective, it must have seemed especially odd.
Anyway, there isn't any time left. We need to hurry.
But there are 3 doors.
Which team goes in which door?
All of the doors are identical for this round. I believe it doesn't matter which team uses which door.
Then we're taking the one in the middle.
Why that one?
You want a kill shot, you aim for the center. You're more likely to just miss the extremities.
That logic is flawed and more than slightly disturbing. Unfortunately, I don't really have a counter-argument, so center door it is.
I suppose we could go with the one on the left. Is that okay? I mean, we could go with the other one if you want.
Kay and Clover only nodded.
Well, there's only one left.
The door on the right.
Any objections? All right, let's move.
30 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
Why is the game over music playing? I don't understand.
Hurry it up, Phi. This thing's gonna close.
I know.
It's time we were going as well.
Right.
Sure.
Come on, guys. There's no time to waste.
Right behind you.
Let's go!
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
What's this place?
Probably the office of whoever it is that's running this place.
It said director's office on the door.
So this might be Zero Senior's office.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
Well, which is it?
Why the hell would I know?
We should look around. If this really is Zero Senior's room, there might be some clues.
Yeah, you got a point. Let's get started then. All right. What's this?
I checked it out earlier, but I think it's just a business card holder.
Business card holder?
Yeah. It's a file where you put business cards. They've all got these weird shapes on the back. I think maybe if you line them up in a particular way, then you'll get some sort of hint.
Okay, place them in the correct order by selecting one business card and then another you can swap their positions. Well, I guess we can give it a shot. Except I have no idea what to do with this, so we'll do that later. I don't get it.
Maybe I don't have enough information.
It's not opening.
Is it locked?
Yeah, looks like it.
I don't see anything that looks like a keyhole, though. There's this diamond-shaped hole in the middle, though. Do you think we're supposed to stick something in there?
Yeah, I got nothing. Alright. Oh, hello. Well, what do we have here? Haven't seen a computer this old in a while. There's something on the screen.
Is that a lion eating a hamburger?
I really don't think so. I think the lion's got 2 heads.
It looks like a monster from Greek myth or something.
Looks like it's asking for an ID and password underneath the lion. Huh. The keyboard doesn't seem to be working, though.
I guess we can't enter anything then.
What is this? One of those training machines you see on late-night infomercials? I think it's a facial recognition device. A what? You put your hands on either side and you hold your face in front of that lens. Then it checks your face against whatever it's got in its database. Oh. Huh. How did you know that? I'm in the salvage business. Every so often one of these babies shows up.
It doesn't look like it's turned on.
Yeah, nothing happens when I put my face in the front of it. There's something to the right of the lens over there that looks an awful lot like a keyhole. If we had a key for it. You think maybe we could turn it on? I assume so. A balloon. You want it, Quark?
I don't need a balloon. I'm not a kid.
Really? How old are you?
I'm 20.
What? No way!
Gotcha.
Brat. Hey, a globe.
Doesn't it look kind of weird? I think somebody glued a piece of paper to it.
Let's see if we can get it off now. Now this is brandy. Pierre's 200-year-old reserve. You can tell that just by looking at it. I can smell it. And some nose you've got there. Here, just let me have a taste. I don't think so. How can you be so cruel? Oh, this is the good stuff right here. From Pierre's 200-year-old reserve. You already told me that. Oh, did I? Yeah, 200 years is pretty impressive, though. Yes, it is. And again, it's even older than that by now. Maybe it's gone bad. It's probably just like water now. I should drink.
No!
Ah. Huh. Well, putting the expensive brandy on the coaster didn't seem to do anything.
The laser beam just went right through it.
Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? If you keep frying it with that laser, you're gonna ruin the brandy. Pull it out of there right now.
Fine.
Huh. This is cheap brandy. Alcohol this bad shouldn't even exist. So I think it's best if I dispose of it safely with my... I'll be taking that.
It looks like a tablet. Does it work?
No. No, there's an empty slot on the back.
So it doesn't have a battery?
Guess not.
Then maybe if we can find a battery.
We might be able to turn it on. A bookshelf. There's some paint inside it. Tried putting the good brandy on the coaster, but... A suit of armor. Well, it's not really a full suit of armor, is it? I mean, it's missing the helmet. So what would we call it? I'm not sure. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it a suit of armor, okay? Suit yourself. Anyway, it's got some red paint on the neck and shoulder area. Are you sure it's paint? Could be blood.
Hey! Don't say stuff like that. Being in a room with a headless suit of armor is creepy enough. Poor Alphonse. Look! The laser beam's bending all around the inside of the bottle.
Yeah, it made a parallelogram. There's a balloon in the middle of the room. What else we got here? Man, this safe is really big.
There's gotta be like $100 billion in there.
You're such a kid.
Maybe they're just hiding something they really don't want people to see. Like some videos.
I'm not sure I like the way you said that.
Let's just open it and find out.
I don't think... See?
Is it locked?
Yeah.
There's a circular input panel on top of the handle. It looks like the one on the pressure exchange chamber's door.
So we just do the same thing we did then. Right. Alright, let's do it. Okay. Ah, so white goes to blue, yellow goes to purple, and green goes to pink. Oh, nuts. Alright. I think you need a drop soon. Gotta take the last medication for the night. You can finish getting ready for bed so you can crash. Alright. That should work. Why didn't it work? So white goes to blue, yellow goes to purple. Nope, wrong. What should we do with this stuff? Have to catch up whenever I put the video up. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, white goes to blue. Yellow goes to purple.
Hello there.
Hello there, Spider Zed. How are you? No, that's not good. All right. So if green goes to pink, there's not a whole lot of options. Yeah, that's no good either. $105 °F over there. Oh my gosh, that is messed up. There we go. Okay. Good job. You did it. Nice work. Very impressive.
Let's have a look inside.
$100 billion.
Videos. Yeah. Oh, look. A moose. Sorry, guys. Looks like all we got is a binder and a deer.
So, bind deer?
What the hell is this? Is he just making fun of us? Alright, so there's a binder in the safe.
It's got 2 pieces of paper in it. Business card instructions, okay. The deer's looking at me, Grandpa.
Buck up, it's just a fake.
Mounted deer. Poor deer.
Take a closer look. I think it's just a replica.
You mean it's fake?
Yeah.
Phew, that's good to know.
You know, there's some red paint on its neck.
It's also got 2 pegs on the back of its board. Maybe we're supposed to put it up somewhere?
Aha. There's red paint on the wall.
It looks like there's an outlet right next to it.
Why would somebody put an outlet this high up? Well, it's probably not an electrical outlet.
What is it then?
I think you're supposed to insert something into it.
Zero, is it the one that have top hat and keeps saying cuss words? Dio is not Zero. Bad dude, yes, but not Zero. Been a while since you remembered name. That's fair. That's fair.
Like what?
Maybe the deer.
Yes, that's it. Remember how there are 2 pegs on the back of the mount? I'll bet they fit perfectly. Give it a try. Well, it looks like you were right. Okay.
I think these are philosophy books. The stuff in here is pretty sophisticated.
I'm amazed you could get that far. I flipped the first one open and my brain just said, screw this, I'm out. I think... Place the business cards in the correct order. We've got something in the archives.
Business cards, page 1.
So, Bob, Chris, John, Tony, Michael, Ian. Alright, which one? Bob, Chris, John. Tony, Michael, Ian. Alright. Yeah. Women are requesting the following positions. Carol likes being on the left. Anne prefers them to be near Bob. Ellen would like to be above Anne. Sophie would like to be on the very right. Kate likes to be next to Michael. Alright. So, what do we have here? So, if Carol likes being on the left, that means she's got to be in either one of these 2 positions. Anne would prefer to be near Bob, which means that she's got to be in either this position or that. Ellen would like to be above Anne. Okay, so that means Carol goes here, and Ellen has to be either here or here. Sophie likes being on the very right, which means that she either goes on the bottom or on the top, and Kate likes being next to Michael. Okay, let's check this again. Carol prefers being on the left. Anne prefers to be near Bob. Ellen would like to be above Anne. Sophie likes to be on the very right. Kate likes to be next to Michael. Is there more than that? No, that's it. Alright. Let's give it a shot. Not quite. Alright, so let's put Sophie and Lola. Book. likes to be next to Michael. Oh, next to, as opposed to on top of. There we go. I think this is right.
Then let's look at the other side. Maybe the shapes look like something now.
Okay, let's have a look at the back of the business cards. Book 334.
It says Book 334.
What does it mean?
Well, a book is a bunch of pieces of paper that are bound together with...
I know what a book is! I think that means I need to put 4 books here, 3 books here, and 3 more books here. Okay. Let's see. What's this? Is it one of those vacuuming robots you see on TV?
You got me. Looks like a machine of some sort. Well, is it turned on?
Don't think so. Let's see if... Nope, no luck. Huh, nothing. Might as well give up.
Yeah, let's go look at something else. We can always come back to it later.
Right. Hold on. Slingshot. Short spear.
So he's got a spear instead of a sword? This is a really short spear, though.
If you look at the head tip on, it kind of looks like a diamond. Diamond, huh? There's a balloon in the middle of the room. Ha! It opened.
There's something in here.
Is it a key? Probably goes to that facial recognition device. Oh, the light on the top turned on. Looks like you managed to turn it on. Alright, it's on. Now what? Well, why don't we give it a face to look at?
One of ours?
Yeah. Damn, none of our faces work.
Face not recognized. Gender mismatch.
What does it mean by gender mismatch?
Maybe it's saying that it needs a girl?
There's only 3 of us, and none of us are women. Well, maybe we dress Quark up like a girl.
No, no way! Why don't you dress up then?
No, just thinking about that is making me want to puke.
Besides, do you see a wig or makeup or anything around here? How would any of us dress up like a woman anyway?
Dude, you totally want to do it.
No, I don't!
Hey, wait a minute. Maybe...
What is it?
Do you have an idea? Well, it can't hurt to try. Yeah, definitely worth a shot. How long has he had that in his pocket? Looks like a piece of paper. No, it's a picture. Oh yeah, I remember looking at that in the infirmary. I guess it's worth a shot. Whoa.
Oh my gosh, it's like we're in the villain's secret lair.
Huh. Didn't think that would happen. Guess it's the recognition. I guess the recognition worked.
Yeah.
So, who is this girl? Hey! Stop! She's just a girl. Is she your granddaughter? No. Well, who is she then? Damn it. Fine, you've already seen her after all. Her name is Akane Kurashiki. I've been looking for her for a long time. Why?
Because she's his first love.
No! You got it wrong.
But you carry that picture everywhere. I don't think I've ever seen you leave it somewhere. And when you don't think anybody's watching, you talk to it. I've seen you do it.
Huh. Didn't mark you for a hopeless romantic, Tenmyouji. Look, it's not about love, and I'm not a damn romantic. Okay, okay. You don't want to talk about her, I get it. There's a picture in front of the lens. Quark says it's a picture of Tenmyouji's first love. I think the name was Akane Kurashiki? Can't say I'd blame Tenmyouji for falling for her back when he was younger. She was a cute kid. Look! Oh hey, there's a helmet for the suit of armor. Yes, that suits him. You must be feeling pretty tired, Tenmyouji. All the excitement can't be easy for someone of your age. Why don't you just sit down for a bit? Huh. I'm not so old I need the likes of you worrying about me. That's so. Well, I think I'll just have a seat then. Ah! Huh? What's that? You think maybe it's an eye watching us?
I don't think so.
I think it's a target. Like a bullseye? Yeah, you're supposed to shoot it. Okay, I'll just use the slingshot to... Whoa, hold on there. Do you actually have something to fire? Oh. No, I guess I don't.
What are you gonna do? Shoot it with, then?
With... mind bullets. It's called telekinesis, Sigma. Anyway, I figured that'd slip your mind, like everything else. Here, grab this off the floor earlier. Take it. Oh, this is the key we used to start the facial recognition device. Thanks, man. Guess I don't have to use my special psychic powers after all. Here goes. Aiming. 3, 2, 1. Fire! Huh, nice aim.
You got it right in the center.
Bookshelf. Something's off about it. Mounted deer. The paint on the deer and the paint on the wall fit together to make what looks like an E. Suit of armor, complete with helmet. With the helmet on, the paint on the armor and helmet looks like an L. So if there's something off about it, then... that means I've got these 2 books in the wrong spots.
Well, wait! I don't think you need to move the books around anymore. Remember? The back of the business card says book 334. So if that meant to arrange the books in the order 334...
Oh. Yeah, I guess I already did that. There's a lever next to the chair. Why don't you pull it? What's gonna happen? Come on, is it really that hard to figure out? You think it's gonna go back into the wall? Pull the damn thing and find out. Alright, I guess I should start by sitting in the chair. Then I pull the lever. Here I go. Looks like there's something on the table. Is that a battery? I don't need to be looking at this right now. I can take care of it when I get back to the other room. There's a P painted on the wall in red paint. If I pull it again, the chair should turn back around, right? Ah, whatever. Not like I have a choice. Ha! Looks like you got the tablet turn on.
Look! Something showed up on the screen.
Oh, I know what it is.
You did it!
Good work, Sigma. Take a look at the screen. Huh. What's this?
Looks like the password for the safe. Awesome! Now we can open it.
What's this all about? There's a screen built into the credenza.
It's got something on it.
That's a tanagram. It's a silhouette puzzle. I have no idea what that is. Let's give it a shot. to make a parallelogram, of course. This puzzle's too hard. I can feel my brain turning to mush.
You can do it.
But... So it's supposed to be... Okay, like that. I hate tanagrams. That's not it. Alright, so... Remember, this puzzle gave me quite so much trouble before, in terms of rotation, anyway. What should I do? Wrong button. Dang it. I'm gonna be here forever if I try to solve this myself because I suck at tangrams. One moment. Okay. Alright, that'll do. That one out of the way. That one out of the way. You too. And let's see here. That one goes. Really hope it doesn't have to be super precise. We need to call Professor Layton. Not a bad idea. Oh yeah, who's the man?
That was amazing. How'd you do it? That puzzle was really hard.
Well done, Sigma. That was pretty impressive. So what do we get?
Look, there's something on the screen.
IILP. What does that mean? Ah. Looks like it worked. Good job.
That was awesome.
Screen changed.
Hey, he looks different than before. The symbols are different and they're in different places.
Alright. Alright, so we have Moon, Star, Star. Oh, right. Safe is over here. Safe, just like before. There's got to be a way to open it. Should we just punch in the password? Why don't you try it and find out?
Good job. It opened.
Huh. Good work. Alright, let's take a look at the secrets. What do we have here? We'll hold off on these until later. Okay, hold on here. Alright, there we go. Now, we look in the archive again, and it's Moon, Sun, Star. Phew, it's open. Looks kind of empty this time. There's only 2 things in here. First, we've got the AB room key cards. Oh, these must be the star cards they were talking about.
There are 2 of them.
You guys take one and I'll take the other. Right. We're a pair, so we only need one for the 2 of us. And the other thing is the key, as usual.
Yes. Now we can get out of here.
This is the key from the safe. It should open the exit. Great. No point in sitting around. Let's go. Door lock. It says lock right now. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Go for it. All right. 3, 2, 1.
No! Damn it!
What's wrong?
I left something in the director's office.
What was it?
The picture.
Oh yeah, we must have set it down after using the face recognition thing.
Yeah, I'm going back. You 2 go on ahead to the warehouse.
I want to come with you.
Nah,
Me
that's
too.
fine. Why don't you head back to the warehouse, Sigma? The others are probably already waiting.
All right. I'll see you 2 later then.
Right.
Bye, Mr. Sigma.
I watched them jog off towards the blue door. And then they were gone. Guess I should be getting back then. I stepped into the warehouse to find all the other teams already there. Carrie and Luna, Fi and Clover, and Dio. The moment Dio spotted me, he dashed over to the rightmost AB room and slid his card right through the reader.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
As he turned to look at me, I swore I saw a flash of a smug grin.
There. Happy? This time I waited for you to get back before I opened it. You see? I can be considerate.
But Tenmyouji and Quark aren't here.
Yeah, where are they?
Guess I forgot something back in the room we found. They ran back to grab it real quick.
And they'll be here in a few minutes. No big deal.
While we waited, we exchanged information about the rooms we'd investigated. Unfortunately, none of it seemed very useful. None of us had found anything, and we were no closer to unraveling any of the increasing numbers of mysteries we were faced with. With that discussion exhausted, we sat down to wait. Before long, 20 minutes had passed since Dio had opened the door, and Tenmyouji and Quark were nowhere in sight.
Don't you think they're taking a little long?
Yes, I'm getting worried. What if something happened to them?
I'll go have a look.
Then I shall accompany you.
Nah, I'll be fine by myself. It's not that far away.
Just don't look into the abyss too long, or you might become a monster.
That's... I don't think... Okay. Look, I'm just going back to the director's office. I'll be right back. No big deal. Right. See you guys later. I gave a quick goodbye wave and stepped out of the warehouse. Huh. That's odd. There's nobody here. Picture's gone, though. Tenmyouji and Quark must have been here then. I laid out the floor beat map. They must have taken the door that faces the warehouse. After that, they probably went through the warehouse and out the blue door to the elevator. Yeah, that's a much shorter route. On the other hand, I came through the red door, which is kind of the long way around. Huh. Looks like we managed to miss each other perfectly. Well, this is a huge waste of time. Shoot. Might as well head back, I suppose. I'd packed up the map and was headed towards the door when... Huh? There was a light on where there hadn't been a light before. What? Why is that thing on? We've messed with it earlier, but nothing seemed to work. I felt a sudden wave of inexplicable nauseating dread. The light stared at me. I swallowed and edged cautiously toward it. The machine was in arm's reach now. I stretched my hand out toward it, slowly. Slowly.
So, you finally made it.
No, you're...
I am Zero. I was the one who brought you here. You undoubtedly have as many questions for me as there are stars in the sky. As you can see, however, this is only a recording. I will therefore be unable to directly answer any questions. Ask if you wish, but I cannot respond.
I considered taking a swing at him, but decided that was spectacularly futile and kept my balled fist at my side.
Now, where to begin? There are many things I wish to tell you, but unfortunately, our time is limited. As such, the information I can provide is also limited. I have chosen two things of great importance to tell you. First, I will tell you about termites. In retrospect, I suppose that's a rather odd thing to say. I imagine you look rather bewildered right now. Perfectly understandable. The person who kidnapped you and threatened you with death is lecturing you about insects. I suspect it hardly seems fair. Nonetheless, this is very important. In a way, it will determine your fate. So I ask that you listen carefully. Have you ever seen a termite mound? They are splendid structures. Some might even call them works of art. Termites are natural architects, and their mounds are both structurally sound and make excellent use of space. So, are they following some sort of plan as they build? Are there termite blueprints detailing which room goes where? No, of course not. Each termite is simply an oblivious cog in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of termite DNA. It is doubtful an individual termite has any idea what its contributions are helping to create. But a human does. We can appreciate the elegant forms of their alien cathedrals. We can see the simple beauty of their perfect functionality. We can understand the splendid planning of their structure. In other words, only an intelligence of a higher order can understand the beauty of what the termite builds. Now, consider humans. Why are we alive? Why do we love and give birth? Why do we create? From where do our cultures spring? There are many theories, but no one knows the truth. We are oblivious cogs in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of human DNA. No doubt you see now what this analogy is supposed to illustrate. Yes, I mean to say humans are not different from termites. We trudge through our lives with no greater understanding of our ultimate goal. You might say we don't understand what we're building. Only an intelligence of a higher order than ours can understand what we're doing. Imagine how we might look to such an intelligence. We may be building some structure so perfect and elegant, we can't even perceive it. Whatever it is, we've likely been building it on a dimension just above the ones we know since time immemorial. If we are like the termites, then what we've created is almost certainly something of tremendous beauty. And you are about to catch a glimpse of it. Or have you already? Well, that's enough on that subject, I think. Consider what I've said. Now, let's move on to the second topic. It is somewhat more immediately meaningful to your life, and, in fact, the lives of several billion other people. I realize this is rather sudden, but I have a password for you. It is the password to disarm the bomb, numbered 1.
Bomb?
Are you ready? I will only say this once, so pay close attention. The password to disarm the number 1 bomb is BQZ RGJ DXR.
Let me check something here. I had no idea what he was talking about. What bomb? Was he saying there were bombs, too? If he'd guessed at my future confusion, he showed no sign of it.
That is the last of the information this message was meant to convey. Before I go, however, I have a warning. You cannot tell any of your companions what you heard or saw here. If you do, you will be penalized immediately. I hope we will meet again someday. We would have much to discuss.
Wait. Damn it, you just can't just spout all that crap and disappear. Found myself yelling at empty air. A hologram had disappeared. What kind of idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? How could that have anything to do with kidnapping us? Shit. Kicked out at a nearby shelf.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
0 set bomb because I am Sigma. Good one. Good one.
Oh, crap. I need to get back. Not like there's any point staying here. I spun around and ran out of the room toward the warehouse.
Grandpa, look! Mr. Sigma's back!
Took you long enough.
Where are the others?
In the AB rooms.
They went in already?
Yep.
Why didn't you two? Have you been waiting for me?
Yeah, Grandpa said there was something he had to tell you before we voted, no matter what.
Oh?
Nothing that significant. Just wanted to tell you we're going to choose ally this round. That's it.
And you had to tell me that no matter what. Seems kind of pointless. I mean, words are cheap. You can promise whatever you want.
True, but we've got something to back it up. Just hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
Quark and I both have 8 BP. We're already on the home stretch. So what do we need to get to the magic number? Well, we need you to choose ally. If you do that, it doesn't really matter to us what we pick.
You get to 9 whether you got 2 or 3 points.
Exactly. That being the case, we don't have any reason to betray you. And if we both choose ally, we both gain points.
True, but you must have considered that I'll choose betray. That would mean you choose betray to protect yourselves.
But that's why we're telling you we won't choose betray.
Mm-hmm.
Can I trust you?
Of course.
All right. Tell me one thing. Let's say we do this in both ally. Everyone gets 2 points. That means you and Quark will have enough to leave, which is great for you. But I'll be stuck with a measly 5. How do I know you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the lurch?
I can guarantee it.
How?
I can give you my word. I will not open the number 9 door, even if I have enough points to do so. I swear it. We aren't going to abandon everybody else just so we can escape.
I swear too. I promise.
Yeah, so all you got is a promise, huh?
When I make a promise, I keep it. Trust me.
Please! You've got to trust us.
All right, fine. I'll trust you.
2 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Check the flow real quick. Ah, okay. Wish I knew what everyone else's points were right now.
We're counting on you, Sigma.
You've got to choose ally. You promised.
With that, they turned and ran into the AB room second from the right. Well, guess I should get moving.
One minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
I had a decision to make. Should I trust Quark and Tenmyouji? Well, I could believe they were telling the truth and still betray them. That would bring my BP to 6. I'd be that much closer to 9. And choosing betray would guarantee that they wouldn't try to escape without the rest of us. betrayal seemed like the safe bet. But...
Please! You've gotta trust us! You've gotta choose ally! You promised!
Tenmyouji I could betray easily enough, but Quark... What the hell was I going to do?
10 seconds remain until Ambidex's game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna go with ally first this time, in a rare departure from what I normally do.
Round 3 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening. Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
So, Alice and Phi betrayed Dio, who betrayed them. Makes sense. Luna and Clover betrayed Kay, who tried to ally with them. Because, of course, he didn't want to kill Luna. And Tenmyouji and Quark betrayed me, the dope who decided to ally with them. Of course, of course.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Which means Clover, Tenmyouji, and Quark all have enough points to escape.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Hey! What the hell, guys? Why'd you betray me?
Quark had nothing to do with this. I made the vote.
Grandpa.
Alright, fine. Why'd you break your promise, Tenmyouji?
I only promised you one thing. We wouldn't open the number 9 door, even if we got 9 points.
What? So you're not going to leave?
Not what I said. Of course we're going to leave.
What?
Look, see Clover over there?
What? Don't tell me.
Oh no.
Jeez.
That bitch!
Wait. Quark and Tenmyouji have...
The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenmyouji and Quark ran past.
No! God damn it!
Clover, are you really going to leave?
Well, yeah. Why else would I open the door?
But why?
I'm going to go call the others, so we can capture Zero Senior.
Tenmyouji, are you and Quark going too?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry, everybody.
So Sigma, happy? I kept my promise. Clover opened the door, not me.
Like hell I'm happy. That's some shady shit, Tenmyouji.
If you say so. I have to get out of here, and that's that. He's got to pay for what he's done.
He?
Zero.
You mean you know who Zero Senior is?
Yeah, no point keeping it a secret now, I suppose. I know exactly who Zero Senior is.
What?
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Time to move.
Right.
Oh, wait!
This is for you, Mr. Sigma.
Quark held something out. I looked down to see 2 pieces of folded paper. What is this?
It's a letter. I wrote it in the director's office before the AB game. I wanted to tell you what kind of guy Grandpa is, so read it, okay?
He pressed it into my hand.
See you later, Mr. Sigma.
Then he turned and ran towards the door, Tenmyouji and Clover following in his footsteps. I was so surprised by the letter that I didn't even try to stop them. Before I could think of anything to say...
See you.
Goodbye.
They're measuring time in Dragon Ball seconds.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Shit! They're gone.
All we can do now is hope they bring help back.
Indeed.
I agree.
I looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was still slightly uneven, but he'd filled both pages with writing. I began to read.
It was a really stormy day when you found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. I guess it must have been crying pretty loud. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he'd never been married or had a kid before, so I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula, so he was always carrying the directions around with him. Also, I guess I was a pretty picky eater, so if he didn't get the water to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. I guess it was kind of a pain, huh? But he didn't give up, and now here I am. When he found me, I was really, really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. A quark is a really, really small thing, and I was really, really small too. Grandpa didn't need to worry, though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck and drove off. I rolled out and went off the back, but I didn't even get scratched. Started walking when I was 2, and when he wasn't looking, I fell down the stairs. I didn't get hurt then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. I guess you could say I'm pretty lucky. Anyway, I didn't really have any more accidents after that, and I was a pretty healthy kid. By the time I was 6, I'd started helping Grandpa out with his work. His job was to gather junk from abandoned buildings. Then he'd fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding good stuff in them was hard. You had to know which parts were useful, or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. Every time I'd find something, he'd explain to me what it was, how it was supposed to work, how to fix it, all sorts of things. Usually, though, I just wanted to finish up work so I could go to the theater. The theater came to our town once a week in a wagon. They'd show old news or movies. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while, and he'd only go weeks when they showed movies. Oh yeah, I didn't know that I'd been adopted until I was 7. One of the other kids on my block told me. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over town to try and find somebody who'd take me. The kid from my block actually had a mom, and he'd asked her if she would take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that someone lived with his actual mom was pretty impressive. I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa had tried to get someone else to take me. Did that mean he didn't want me? The kid who told me about Grandpa trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he bragged to everybody about how he had a mom. He liked to come up to me while I was working and say stuff like, "Must be hard not having a mother." It never bothered me before, but after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, I started to think that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then he could get rid of me. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day he took me to a bar in our neighborhood. During the day, of course. He went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I'd never gone before. When we got in, he just walked up to the counter with that grumpy look he has, and I thought, oh no, he's going to make me work here. But I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and set me down on a stool next to the counter. The stool was pretty high, especially for a 7-year-old kid, and my legs just dangled off of it. It seemed really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Eventually, the bartender came back over with a glass of scotch and another big glass full of something else. As I looked closer, I realized that the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream in it. It took me a minute to realize what it was. A root beer float. I'd never seen one before. I was so surprised. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. To me and the other kids, it seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. But there it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float. I still wasn't sure it was real at that point, and then turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He'd already turned around and moved off, though, so I figured he must have put the glass down in front of me on purpose. Still didn't seem like it could be real, and I was just staring at it when Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. Is this really mine? He nodded. Words can't describe how awesome it was. I'd never tasted anything like root beer before. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. I felt like the luckiest boy in the whole world. That's not an exaggeration. I really thought that. The root beer float was delicious, but what made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that's got to be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Right then, I didn't care whether he just found me and adopted me or not. He'd bought me a root beer float. That made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother but had never tasted root beer. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I bragged to. So Grandpa and I were doing pretty good until the fight. I was in a super bad mood that day. I'd torn one of my shoes that morning, and some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk I found was totally useless. The day was almost over and I was fed up, so I just grabbed some random trash and took it back to the house. When I showed what I'd found to Grandpa, he frowned. He started going through each thing I brought back and explaining why they were all useless. Got really mad, just yelled, "I don't care!" And he got mad, and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset and started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only adopted me so he could raise me to work and make money for him. After a while, I went and hid in an abandoned building, but by then I'd started to calm down and think that maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty hard, though, so I decided I should wait for it to stop. But that was just an excuse. The truth was that I was nervous. Part of me knew I'd done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. The rain didn't stop, though, so I just sat there staring out at the gloomy gray sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me. It kept raining all night, and he never showed up. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard somebody groaning. At first, I thought I should just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway, and it was Grandpa. He was totally soaked, and I could tell right away that he'd been there for a really long time. I yelled, and he opened his eyes a little bit. He smiled weakly and said he was glad I was safe. He'd spent all night out in the rain looking for me. I felt awful. Grandpa had been out in the rain looking for me so long that he'd collapsed. I was horrible. He'd heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get the doctor, I promised whatever God might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, I'd never ask for another root beer float ever again. He got a really bad fever and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said that if it kept up, he'd die. If he died, then I'd be all alone. There wouldn't be anybody left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Fortunately, I must have passed some of my luck on to Grandpa because a week later his fever finally broke. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up, but when the moment came, my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk, and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. He explained that he was an old man, and that meant he was probably going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone, but maybe he'd been a little too strict. All the things I'd worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He'd been worried when I ran off, and he'd gone out into the rain to look for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. I don't think I've cried that much since I was a baby. But he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide and he said, "Of course not." He told me that he was looking for a really important lady, and because of that, he'd had to give up on pretty much everything else in his life. But when he took me in and started raising me, he felt like he'd gotten some of what he lost back. That was when I decided I'd stay with him forever, even if he said I couldn't. Alright, so that was Tenmyouji's ending. Alright, we're going to go back to the AB game.
One minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
But we're going to save here. The reason we're saving here instead of trying to stick with the save there, because if I reload from that save, it'll start us at the beginning, and I'll have to skip a whole bunch of dialogue before I can actually access the flowchart again. So, we're going to call it here. And if I'm not mistaken, yep, alright. We're going to give Revolution Live a raid. Thank you, Spider Zed, for the compliment. And I should be back on Sunday with more Mega Man X Command Mission, and continue more of this next Wednesday. But this is Dr. Novelle signing out. Thank you all so much for joining here. Hope to see you again soon. Let us begin the raid.